up there, and of course, all the rest of the guys, Cornut and go to Lashy. It's good to see you guys up there. And tune in for Andy after the show. And thanks again to the guys at Wheel Hub for letting us play with their van, and check out their magazine. It's killer. With that, I bid you guys farewell. Have a good night, drive safe, and keep those tunes cranking.
Feel the rush at your feet. Tear the night with electric scream. Amped up dreams fuel the stream. Thunder blast through endless skies. Driving forward never dies. KICKER UnMasked. Live it loud.
Love it, love it, love it. It is Tuesday. This is the UnMasked After Show, and we're going to have some fun. Of course, John, you did an excellent job tonight. Appreciate you guys tuning in ahead of time. And of course, happy birthday, Uncle Bobby B.
Uncle Bobby B, baby. Uncle Bobby B.
I'll see you guys in 3 minutes.
So we're kicking it with Andy, right? You know what that means. We living loud.
Test, 1, 2, 3. Is this thing even on? Man, they ran that show late, and I was like, I'm not going to be late. So I got to get a few things ready. I appreciate you guys for tuning in early. I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here. I missed you guys Friday. It's just not the same. But we're here. We're having fun. Let's kick this thing off. Hello. I appreciate you guys tuning in here tonight. How have you been? And man, John, you did an awesome job tonight on the KICKER UnMasked show. A lot of the people were in there listening to every single word you said. And man, he was just on a roll. And, you know, I have nothing to talk about. So I will see you guys next week. See you later. Now, thank you for hanging out with me. And if you got any questions, I'll try my best to emulate John, but man, does he know everything. It just seems like he knows everything. And man, the Unmasked show is awesome. Thank you, Ernie and Steve and the whole gang for keeping that show going. 160 plus episodes. It's just insane. It's not a Mickey Mouse program. Appreciate you tuning in with me here tonight, guys, and I'm just messing with the audio. There we go. I was wondering why. I was like, man, the bass just isn't bumping right, and you gotta get it right sometimes, you know? Other times you're like, well, I guess I could keep it stock. It doesn't last long. It just doesn't. Thanks for tuning in, Frank the Tank. Never heard of him. Never heard of him. And there is Cornut coming in early.
Cornut. He does traveling installs.
Appreciate you, Cornut. Thank you so much for gifting for the green team. Appreciate you. And I know a lot with the topics tonight was literally kind of what me and Cornut are always talking about. You know, just tuning, installing, setting it up, and he does all the extra stuff. I just like to make things loud and sound okay, right? So he actually did an install on a vehicle with the LX. We're going to pull this up here with the LX amplifier, man. This thing is awesome. This is the 5-channel. There is a 7-channel, but that's a good question as well. You know, do you need the key lock if you're running, you know, the LX amplifier? And John literally answered that tonight. And I feel like a lot of people have those kind of questions of, you know, what does the LX amplifier do? You know, what does that box do? Does it do what the key lock does? And not exactly. And the key lock does things it's supposed to do, and the LX does what it's supposed to do. And you know, you could probably have something that's all together like that. Wait, they do have that, the 200.4 and the 500.1 key amplifiers. But again, you are limiting yourself on power, and those do even more than just the key lock. So they're in different things as well. So it all depends what you're trying to do, what you're trying to get out of your system, for what product you need. But absolutely. Thank you, Cornut. Appreciate you. Thank you, Peter, for tuning in on Facebook. And that comment thing is not working. I'm pulling that down. I thought it was going to work. It collects everything else, but not the comments. So I'm going to pull that down. Comment counter. Yeah, it doesn't work. Thank you, Peter. Appreciate you tuning in. I know it's late, guys. And, but you know what? We have to do the Unmasked after show. Look at it. And William already knows that you got to look at it. Thank you for tuning in. Would you look at that? Would you look at that? Just look at it. Ed Bassmaster has been posting some pretty crazy stuff with the past few days has been going on, and he was looking at it like William. Appreciate you tuning in, sir. Jay Shipes, how you been? Appreciate you. Hope you been well, sir. Little rusty. It's the first time I've, you know, just not did a Friday, you know, and just planned it out, and it's tough. It's tough, you know, but hey, I'm catching up. We're getting ready for Mickey Mouse Land. It's going to be awesome. Shoot Dog, appreciate you hanging out. How you been? Awesome questions tonight. Appreciate you. Basshead 30, thank you for always hanging out with us. Hope you're doing well, man. Hope you're doing well. Hola fam, I'll be back in a bit. It's all right, Kyle. Appreciate that you're here, man. And all you guys tuning in. Marcus, appreciate you for joining the green team. This guy says living loud, and you know, I mean, that's the thing. You gotta live loud. We don't have a soundtrack for that. Ernie, we need a soundtrack. We need a soundtrack for that. Appreciate you, Marcus. Thank you for hanging out with us. Frank, how you been, man? You know, I almost had your amphitheater out today, but I had to pay a registration ticket, so I did that first. And I'm like, you know what? I'm running out of time. I will do that tomorrow. Got to get that amphitheater out. Man, appreciate you. Been catching up on a lot of stuff, though, let me tell you. And did a little bit of metering here and there. You know, I'm like, we need to make this L78 a little bit louder in my dad's car, you know, and just a bunch of stuff that we'll get to towards the end here, because, you know, we're kicking back. We're having fun. Floki, thank you for tuning in. How you been? Hope you've been well, sir. CAO, Car Audio Obsessed. Thank you, man. Hope you've been well as well. Hey, brother, have a great weekend. Absolutely. Just been working on the pilot, getting that thing ready for... Oh, I thought I had the picture here. Yeah, I do have the picture here for Mickey Mouse Land. We got 2 cargo trailers on the back of that thing with taillights. We got iPads in there. It's kind of crazy. And the key lock. Let's see. There's another picture here. Yeah, we got iPads, backup cameras, reverse just all-time cameras. It's insane, and that's kind of what I've been doing. And, of course, installed the snowmen, and those things sound freaking awesome. They sound freaking awesome, and you don't have to just take my word for it. You can listen to it and just listen to it. This should come in. I hope this comes in. Let's see here. We need that one. No, we don't need that one anymore. Sound should come in. If it doesn't come in, it's okay. We'll see. Yeah. Yeah, it's coming in. Awesome. That thing is totally set up. All kicker. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 speakers and a Kicker Comp RT8. It's kind of crazy. That's what me and Caleb been working on, installing those. We've been busy. You know, it took a day off of streaming and just did a lot of stuff. But you know what? One day at a time. Thank you, Car Audio Obsessed. Appreciate you, buddy. It's all good. I said no rush. I know, but I'm rushing. And you know me, Andy's time is slow. Ask Electro. He's still waiting at the gate. Star Wars Land is so great. Kids love Cars Land as well. I know. 3 days we're going to be there. 3 days like of just different attractions. Disney World and all the other ones. It's going to be insane, man. Yeah, I want the snowmen. Dude, they are... That show that I did last Tuesday was amazing. And I don't know how I'm going to be able to top that one. But just what they bring to the table. And that demonstration literally showed that. And... now that my pilot has those in the front, dude, it just sounds so much better. It sounds like it's in front of you. The music is in front of you. I don't have to blare the speakers for it to sound good, if that makes sense. So that, you know, it's reaching my ears. And it just sounds amazing. They're perfect for the person that doesn't have, you know, a lot of stock speaker locations that are up top. If that makes sense. You know, tweeters, they're only going to do so much. Those little 2.5s, those go the distance, man. Sorry. John really caught me off guard. He's like, all right, we're done. I'm like, all right, I'm going to send it. I'm just going to send it. I'm just sitting here. I was like, I guess I could wear this shirt. It's unmasked. Why not? Why not? I'm here, was driving and listening. Thank you for tuning in, Eric. Appreciate all your support and just hanging out here with us. Hope you've been well. Drive safe, sir, or at least you made it. Love the command center with great audio. You gotta have it. Shoop dog. Appreciate you, Shoop. Hope you're doing well. And there is John. John chilling with Andy, and it's Tuesday. Is it Tuesday already, mate? Tuesdays is a great day. Appreciate you, John. Thank you for helping out on sheets last night. Man, we have been getting hit with some stores. QA, you know, normal stuff. They're dirty. And John, he helped us out. He always helps us out. And he wants to upgrade to 2 Kicker L7s. Just like Jennifer in the comments on Kicker UnMasked was asking about switching from the JL. Sorry, something has my throat. It is so hot. Like, this room is 74.5 degrees in here. I am sweating. It is like 92 outside still. And, well, maybe not now, but it's just all the heat coming down. I am sweating up here. But we're good. We're good. But thank you, John, for helping me out, man. Appreciate you. And that's going to be an awesome setup. I mean, your system already sounds amazing, dude. There it is. Sound Doctor. Appreciate you. I have arrived. The Sound Doctor is in. The doctor is in. Yeah, you got to get the likes up. We got 19 likes and 33 watching on YouTube. People on Facebook, appreciate you. We just had Peter on there. I just put on Facebook so, family can see it. Oh, you're still doing that YouTube thing, huh? Yeah, no, we're YouTube based here. John, appreciate you for hanging out as well, man. Whether it be with Snowman Sunday or another setup, I do like the idea of doing pods that have crossovers built in. Getting 2 different size speakers on one channel would be dope. And that's the thing, it's like simplicity. And what I did was, I didn't overcomplicate it. You can probably run those all together on just one set of channels, even with like your door speakers in your front. But I didn't do that. I wanted to have separation for more crossover capability on top of what was already built in with those passive crossovers and like the capacitor and all that stuff that give with you in the box. So it's actively crossover and passively with the little wiring harness that they have. So just so that I can play it a little bit louder, and yes, having control of that. But right, it's all in one. You don't need a 4-channel amp for your mids and your tweeters. That's what John is talking about here, because normally if you have like a tweeter and a mid-range, you're talking 4 sets of channels, left, right, rear, left, rear, right. You would need 4, and then these, because they have those crossovers that you just connect to, and they're really nice. You can't mess it up. I'm like looking at it like, all right, black, white, black, white. It won't even go in the white, white. Like it doesn't, they literally reverse the connection, like polarity on the connectors. Like that is genius, and kudos to Kicker for that. Like when you do that, you can't mess up. Like you can't wire it backwards or put it the wrong crossover on the wrong speaker. And that, I was like, wow, this is great. This is for dummies, because I'm a dummy. I'm like going real fast. Like, let me just look at it. It doesn't even matter. Boom. I can't mess up. And that's the coolest thing about that, and simplicity, because somebody gets those. They don't know exactly what they're doing. They hook it up wrong. They blow the tweeter because they put on the wrong crossover, or they wire it backwards. And John was just talking about polarity tonight. Doesn't sound as good, and then they're upset. They're like, Kicker sucks. And that's not the reason. That's just because you did it wrong. But Kicker does that, so that doesn't happen. And that's just so cool that they do that. It really is. Thank you, John. Appreciate you tuning in, man. And can't wait to see that system kicking, man. I can't wait to see a video of it. And we got to see what it does on the meter. Just a nickel more, original Solo Barrack L7 Survivor here. They keep on kicking, man. If you take care of them, they'll keep on kicking forever. You put 10,000 watts on them, they might not. But you take care of them, they will. Thank you for tuning in. Just a nickel more. That's what I tell my wife. Just one more. All right, maybe that's what she tells me. Come on. Floco, I found I can use the Trunk Thunder Lithium I'm getting for full battery replacement, and it should power my 2K RMS and just fine. Yeah, the Trunk Thunder Lithium, I believe, for the most part, I think it's lithium iron phosphate. So that's like the normal lithium that you see, other than, the other ones, LTO and all whatever. I'm getting a full battery replacement, and it should power 2,000 watts RMS and car just fine. Yeah, if you have enough capacity in your lithium bank, you technically would not need a starting battery. And that is the goal whenever you do that. Like in my car in Cookie Monster with the Solo X18, I have 2 JY HP40s. So 80 amp hours of capacity, which really is more than what the car even requires in a stock battery. And lithium, you get more capacity because depth of discharge, fun stuff. So there's that, and a super capacitor bank under the hood, so I don't have to worry about mixing voltages or battery delete or anything, and it gives me more power. So that's what I would recommend doing, just in general situations. And that's awesome, man. That is awesome. Green Reaper, appreciate you for hanging out. LLWA. All right, let's see. I know we got some more comments. We're going to get to them here. I did want to show off a few things here. Of course, tonight's topic was with the Kicker key lock versus the LX, but it's not a versus. It's not. And I love what the key lock brings to the table and all its features. Okay. You know, John was saying about whatever, if you clip it, it doesn't know what to do. Right, just don't clip it. Set it lower than you really would play it, because then all that's doing is taking what your car is feeding to your speakers and fixing that. And then you can make it louder on your amplifiers by turning up the gain. So, you know, I know some cars are kind of funky, like mine. At volume 17, like everything is sweet, right? And then I go to like 20 and it starts to like not get any louder on the bass. Like that input does not go up, okay? And then I go a little bit higher, then it starts to go up. So it's got a lot of stuff going on in its crossover stuff. So it's almost easier to just set it lower, like volume 12, before any of those things kick in, and I'm getting enough signal to the key lock, and then it's taking that signal, making it flat, and then boom, I got everything that I need on the back of the amplifier side and for everything else. You know, and I feel like a lot of people might not want to do that, but some cars are a little wonky with just how their crossovers work. It's like ever adjusting slider, you know, and I've had perfectly fine success with just setting it at volume 35 out of 40, and that's what I have it at now. But it's like, if I wanted to do it again, I feel like that's the way I would do it, and then just have everything else controlled with something else, and or just, there we go, 12 clicks. I mean, maybe 11. I feel like 11 would be perfect, you know. Set it to 11. Wait, yes, but of a scorcher for Tuesday, isn't it, Governor? It is a scorcher out there, mate, you know, especially out here in Pennsylvania. I mean, it ain't no island or anything, but still, it's hot. It is really hot, and even down Stillwater, it's even hotter. Believe it or not. Believe it or not. Thank you for tuning in, Wade. I appreciate you for tuning in on a Tuesday. Oh, man, you know, that's the thing. I do miss Fridays, but Tuesdays, it's like, this would not be here if it wasn't for Tuesdays, and it wasn't for Kicker Unmasked, starting doing all that stuff. A lot of these podcasts and car audio would not be just doing what they're doing until today. I mean, I feel like they're a big reason why others are doing it. Obviously, who doesn't have a podcast nowadays? But still, you get what I'm saying. I still don't know what Sheetz is or does. It's a gas station. It's a gas station. You know, they got food and everything too. It's a one-stop shop. You know, if you need gas, you need Sheetz hot dogs, 2 for 99 cents. I mean, look no further. Find your local Sheetz. Tell them to call in the ceiling tiles. They need cleaned. 22 likes, 34 people hit the like. Helps out Andy a lot. Appreciate you. We're up to 24 out of 38. We got to get up that number more. Appreciate you, John. Justin Nickelmore, my favorite setup was original KX1200 and my 212-inch L7s. You know, the KX or the LX line, those amplifiers, they do a little bit more, you know, so they give you that gravy. And a 1200 KX on 2 kickers is plenty, man. It really is. I know Jennifer was, you know, we were going back and forth in the Unmasked show comments, and she was saying that, you know, she had an LX 1600.1, and she just had that on a JLW7. I'm like, whoa, you know, like that's a lot of power for one W7. So she's already set up to switch up to the 2 L7 12s. And I told her, I was like, yeah, just go with the loaded enclosure from Kicker. I mean, it's just easy. You know, she's already running the JLW7. I'm not trying to just switch people to Kicker, but you get what I'm saying. It's like, okay, you got that kind of setup. Just go with this kind of setup. You'll get more. And with it just being Kicker, you know, it's just going to do that. I mean, it's just bass. It's going to give you more bass. It is. It is. Square, more cone area, 212s. You know, it's just physics. And then you can get into everything else, efficiency, yada, 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 sound quality. Yeah, it all depends. Eric N. I'm at 82 degrees in the house and the AC is on. I know, it is terrible. It is terrible. I need to get like a bigger exhaust fan for the attic because it just comes roaring down here. Troy, appreciate ya. That's not bass hit 30? It might be. I don't know, man. That's pretty signature there. Appreciate you tuning in, Troy. Let's see. I'm running the Kicker L7X15. I know that's the thing. I always make titles for this stuff, and like this after show is meant to bounce off of what they talk about, or just if you guys have questions in general. You know, you're watching the UnMasked show, you want to get interaction. I don't work for Kicker. I'm not a Kicker employee. I'm not their customer service, but I'm the next best thing. And that's what this platform is for. So if we get to the main topic, which is kind of just what John talked about, but he went on every single thing. I can't even remember everything he talked about. He literally covered all the bases. He literally covered all the bases of just setting your system up. And the only thing I wanted to put a twist on is, the equipment. The equipment. Do you need to have better tuning or better equipment? And that's why I titled it that, because it's something else to think about with all that. And I feel like it's just like an enclosure. You can have the best equipment, but if you don't know what you're doing, it don't mean diddly. So you gotta have all the other stuff right, knowing how to tune your setups, wire everything, polarity, phase. You can get into the staging and time alignment, but that's a rabbit hole, and that's why John just said, yep, we're not looking at that one, because it's a lot. But to keep things simple and to get your system sounding good, and you can make even cheaper bad stuff sound decent when you do it right, compared to something that is just awesome and not done correctly. And we got the kicker going. What do we have here? $2 super chat. That's pennies.
I got pennies.
Pennies. An early happy birthday wish to Bobby B.
Uncle Bobby B, baby. Uncle Bobby B.
Happy birthday, Uncle Bobby B. Yeah. Happy birthday, Uncle Bobby B. Thank you, Eric, for letting everybody know. And if you don't know who Uncle Bobby B is, do you even watch these shows? Do you? Thank you for just being here, Uncle Bobby B. And by the way, since we're talking about Uncle Bobby B, baby stuff, he did message me and let me know that El Fuego is starting to do better, and he actually might be coming home soon. So that is a prayer answered, if there is any, or it's just good luck, whatever you think things happen for whatever reason. El Fuego is getting better, and I'm just glad we get to hang out with him a little bit longer. And, just appreciate every day you have with your friends. And for the ones that are tuning into the show, all 39 of you guys, I love you. Thank you for hanging out with me. Means the world. And I hope you guys also have friends with each other in chat, which I know 90% of you do. And the ones that don't, just say hi. Trust me, these guys, they don't bite too much. They usually don't. Thank you, Eric. And yes, good old El Fuego from the Pacific Northwest.
Pacific Northwest.
He is doing better. Thank you, goodness. Jason DeClue, I am not going to argue with that one, man. He says, kicker for life. Man, yes. I don't know what to do when usually people are like, it's like, yeah, dude, kicker for the win. But he's saying kicker for life. That's awesome. Thank you, DeClue. Let me know when you need some L7Xs in that windy build. You're like, oh, no. Death bounce. I need them all. Where is Garrick? Garrick is, I know he was getting his big surgery. He will be back soon. Thoughts and prayers to him. Doing well, DeClue. Thank you for hanging out. Appreciate you tuning in. And don't worry about the Dan stuff, man. People just miss the guy and all that drama that happened with you guys. It is what it is. Water under the dam. Glad that you're okay. Glad you're here. You guys are both friends of mine. And hope you're doing well, buddy. Hope you're doing well. You just got to brush that dirt off your shoulder. Don't worry about it. Look the other way. You'll be all right. William. Jason, thank you for hanging out, man. I forgot to say hi to you in the chat. Frank, yes, use the key amp as a 2-channel auto-tune DSP and then feed it to a bigger amp. Right, and that's the thing. I know Kicker doesn't have a standalone DSP yet, right? So you want to use something like that to, just, right, tune stuff, right? I know the Q class had that and whatever. Even if you had a Q class nowadays and they still made that, or if you happen to have one, it makes sense to run the key lock in front of that to make sure that signal is entirely flat, and it does its job. That's the whole point of the key lock, is to give you the best signal that you can get for what you're giving it, and kind of corrects things. So, right. And, could they make an all-in-one, key lock, auto-lining DSP standalone thing? That would be cool. I feel like if Kicker would do any kind of standalone DSP, it wouldn't be like your normal standalone DSP where it's just like, oh, it's time alignment and whatever. It's going to have like what the key lock does too. It takes that signal, fixes it, and then also digitally signal processing with your adjustability, or even with how the key 200 and 500 work, or at least the 200 for the sound staging and time alignment, and stuff like that. So that would be awesome for them to do something along those lines. Mom, love you. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you. And yes, me and my mom this weekend, we went out to the storage unit. Yep, we got another storage unit, but this one is actually for Cookie Monster, mostly for the wintertime and here and there. And it's just something nice to have. So we got to hang out a little bit on Friday. Love you, Mom. Appreciate you for tuning in. Tell Aaliyah I said hello. Cornut facts. Like that smash button. Yes. Is that like, hey now, you're an all-star or something like that? Is that the smash button? Or is that something else? Thank you for tuning in, Wade. Appreciate you again for just being awesome. And you're welcome on that package, man. I just got mine today, too. I was like, oh, this is great. This is awesome. This is awesome. I love it. Oh, man. Joe, Oregon, thank you for hanging out with us tonight. Andy, I hit the like when the stream started for you. I appreciate you, Joe. I know a lot of you guys are diehard, so thank you for being awesome. Thank you for tuning in. All right. Standalone DSP with 8+ channels. I might need to upgrade my 20-year-old Alpine DSP. It's acting funny. Hey, if it lasted that long, that's pretty cool, man. That is awesome, actually. And I feel like they got a lot of tricks up their sleeve, and I can't wait either, man. Just seeing, like, the LX, what they did to that, but compared to the KXA amplifier, yeah, it's coming. It's coming. How much power can the Solo X18 actually handle? Well, we've seen Carlos put 20,000 to it over and over, but like for like a second or two at each time. So we know that it can handle some current. And then my own experience of how much power that mine was able to handle, and for that duration with music and like rebase music that's non-forgiving, that's just straight bass, I was clamping 44 to 4,500 watts. Like, as long as I was playing around 36 to 38 hertz, which is usually what I like peak at and play at, like 30 to like 40. So then the power is going to go up a little bit from there. So probably 5,000, maybe more watts, continuous for like 50 seconds, just straight clamped. And it's not meant for that. It's meant for 2,000, man. And that's why eventually, show after show, I get real high, let it cool down, let it get real high, let it cool down, get it real high, let it cool down. And then the last time, like, I just kind of just sent it. I kind of sent it like 3 times, got some smoke coming out of it, let it go, it's good, kept playing. Another month later, brought out the show, demo, competition. Same old 4 or 5K 1,000 watts. Like, I do not give light demos. Like, I don't have it in me. So I just give you the whole thing, like the whole cookie. Here you go. You want to know how loud it is? There it is. Because it's 118, I gotta give it the sauce. These guys are getting into systems that are, 618s or 415s or just, 155 plus builds. I gotta keep up, I'm only like a 150, 152. So yeah, it can handle that for that amount of time, but I feel like to give it the best chance and to not have any problems with it, clamp 2K. Just clamp 2K. So put like a 3 or 4,000 watt amplifier on it at most, and that's all you're ever going to need, and keep it clean, and that thing's not going to want to give up. You're not going to have to just turn it down after 30 seconds. Now, that's the thing too with frequency and how far that woofer's driving. They're not water cooled, so when you're driving your car and you're sitting at a red light, your car doesn't just start overheating. But if you got a motorcycle, any kind of older motorcycle, you know what I'm talking about here. Man, I'm getting hot. I need to start driving down the road because you got to get that engine cool with the wind going past it. And that's what a speaker does, right? It cools down the coil. And if that speaker isn't moving much and it's still receiving the same amount of power, it's not going to cool down as well. So if you play lower frequencies, they tend to handle a little bit more power for longer because that woofer's really moving. And it depends how the box is tuned. A lot of variables, but to keep it simple, that's the thing. It's like, dude, this 18 over here, it was just as loud watt for watt as the new one. Okay, it's not like, oh, the new 18 is all so much better. It's a little bit smaller cone, but it's got more everything, right? So watt for watt in my system, literally the same within like 0.2 to 0.4 dB difference, okay? Which I was shocked. I thought the new one was going to be a little bit less efficient, but could move further and get louder, which it did do that, but it also was just efficient and, everything the same in my car. But these could only handle not even half the power. That's the difference. I was doing 45 1-minute demos with half the power with 2,000 watts. And I had to be careful, and those are rated at 5,000. And that's the question I get a lot too. Well, the old one is 5,000. What gives? And it's just, they rated things a little bit with, fudgy numbers. But that's how people did things back then. Okay? That's 2003, 2007. That's like 20 years ago. We're getting old, okay? And nowadays, it's just different, okay? And every rating is different with each company too. Unfortunately, there is a standard, but there's no standard, and it's a weird standard. And yes, so there's that to note. But just look at it and compare it to other companies with big SPL woofers, okay? Not even just SPL, just big power handling woofers. When you see a Sundown, you see a Def Bonds, you see whatever, and it's got this 4-inch coil, and you look at that RMS rating, compare it to that. Okay, just think of it like that. And then that doesn't tell everything either. Just because it can handle more power doesn't mean it's louder. Because it can handle more power, it's heavier. And because it's heavier, it's less efficient, meaning that your score is lower for the amount of power that you're applying in just that. But then when you get into big wall builds and, well, I don't want to need 4 cubes for this 15 in a 4th order. I'd rather go with this sub, and it can handle more power and needs a smaller box. I can fit more of them. I can get loud. So there could be some things that, Kicker could do for something else too, to make like a different one. But, it all depends what they want to do. And it's always up to them. But I feel like, we'll see. I don't know. No winks out there. 44 of you guys, 28 likes. Love you for tuning in. Appreciate you so much, guys. Hey, give me the pennies, not Andy's. I guess we'll have to give them to Uncle Bobby B. Here you go.
I got pennies.
There are some pennies for you and Uncle Bobby B. Appreciate you, man. Justin, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching Kicker Unmasked. Whenever I get back on vacation, you want to come on? We need you on a Kicking with Andy, man. I appreciate you. Back in the day, JBL had an auto-tune DSP. Surprised that the technology is not industry standard. Auto DSP is just like the same thing as kind of close to like the Kicker Key 200.4, and just you put the measuring device in there and it just kind of like recalculates everything. Now with crossovers, I'm sure it does that as well, but right, some adjustability would be nice too alongside. Like, I'm the kind of guy, even like you do like video editing, right? You're great at it, right? But for certain things, I'm like, all right, let me use Quick from GoPro, and it just does this auto stuff, right? But then I come in there and I'm like, and I adjust a little thing here and there, but I want it to do the just, and I feel like that's the kind of auto-tune DSP that we would need, is something that would go, boom, here you go, how do you like it? And you're like, I want more cheese. You know, when you're at Panera, not Panera Bread, when you're at Olive Garden, you're like, all right, is that good? No, keep going. More gravy, more cheese, more everything. Just give it to me. Thank you, Justin. Appreciate you. And I know it's kind of crazy. You know, I feel like it comes down to the market too. I don't know about the analogy. I have had several older cars that overheated if you were sitting still, had to keep moving to keep it cool. Right, man. Air cooled, and that's what your woofer is. You know, and I got a bazooka over there that's got water cooled, little like cylinder goes up the butt, you know, keeps it nice and cool. No joke. The amplifier had a little coolant system and everything. But how effective is that for the coil? Maybe for the motor structure, probably help with the motor, but I can't see it helping the coil. You know what I mean? That's just going to get hot, but that thing just needs to start moving. And that's the point of the speaker cone and the dust cap, pushing that air going back and forth, and the forced air cooling, or, you know, all that kind of stuff that they do to make it cool down better and also sound good. Because then you can make a woofer have excellent cooling, but I bet you it doesn't sound as good, you know? So there's trade-offs of how far you go with each one, and just efficiency and everything. It's kind of crazy. Scraping the coast was awesome. Sad to see no kicker builds, man. Hey, it's all good. And yeah, that's way down there. I'm gonna have to check that one out in the future, man. Thank you, Luca, for tuning in. The MS8 T-Brew, appreciate you. Hey, Andy, do you have any experience with the X2 batteries? Is that X2? Why do I not know this? It's not excess power. Or is it? What is it, T-Brew? What is it? X2. Probably know what kind it is, but I can't think off the top of my head. All right, let's see. What else did I want to pull up here? How much time? We're already at 41 minutes. Awesome. All right, we got Cornut. Good. I wanted to show this, of course, on Kicker Club. If you're not in Kicker Club, you're under a rock. It's a cool club. Scott McAllister. A few war horses and some square greatness. I mean, I just love this because you see the war horses, and usually you think war horse. Street Series, got the 9s there, or those are the 7s. Those look like the 9s. I'm not too sure. It's kind of hard to tell. Probably the 7s, because I think those are 12s over there. Either way. And then L7X, and he's got him with the L7Ss. And, you know, that is the kicker. That has been Kicker's square kicker, okay? That is Kicker, right? And they are awesome. They really are. It's just the Solo X is that next level up and a different animal. It's just a different animal, and you're going to have to power it more. But, man, he's probably got one war horse on 4 of those L712s, and then that might be a 1000.4 to power the other stuff. Because that's all you would need for that. That is awesome. Excuse me. All right, let's see. What else did I want to show you guys? It's an AGM battery that has been compared to the excess power. They are sold by Batteries Plus. Well, I'll tell you one thing about AGM and chemistries. They each have a job. They each have a thing they're good at, a thing they're not so good at. AGM, tried and true. Lots of capacity. You see them in cars, but they're not as good in the winter and lower temperatures. Lead acid, that's why you always see them still in vehicles today, is because they're better in colder environments, because it's lead acid and not a gel, AGM, absorbed glass mat, whatever. So when it comes to car audio, you know, yes, AGM batteries, excess power, Group 31s, 3100s, 3400 under the hood, 2400, whatever you got, they were tried and true. They worked. They're great. Thing is, though, a lot of guys, they spend a lot of money and they don't know batteries as much, and they're like, why is my voltage still dropping down to 11 volts? And then the salesman's going to say, go buy the alternator, but it's not even a problem. Like, yeah, you want the alternator too, but you got batteries that are lower voltage, you know, and they're 12 volt batteries, you know, and that's why people love the lithium iron phosphate, because it's kind of right in between. It's really a 13 volt battery, okay? So is an AGM, but it still will get plenty of power down to 8 volts. And that's why they're great for starting. You know, a lithium iron phosphate, not really. Not really. You want to stay above like 10 volts on that guy. It's got a smaller window, so you get all your capacity right there, you know, if that makes sense. And any other type of lithium goes up from there. And obviously there's a lot of different type of lithium. But to keep it simple, an AGM will definitely work. I feel like, you know, if you compare that with excess power or any other AGM, they're all coming from the ground somewhere, and it's AGM. That's the bottom line. I do not recommend running AGM unless you're running like backup power in your house, or you want to start your car, or you want something for cheaper with a lot of capacity, and you don't worry about staying in the 13-14 volt range, which amplifiers like to tend to do more often than 10, 11, and 12 volts. So there is always that. But with the KICKER LX amplifier, they go down to 5, so that's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Jason, I think most auto-tune DSPs don't do such a great job. KICKER key amps might be different. Lots of folks like it. I think Alpine's new DSPs have auto-tuning, auto dynamics as well. And, you know, I loved the sound quality out of it. It made it a little bit richer. It's like turning your Bullfrog in the KICKER mode. You know, it's like Steve Irby's like signature, how he wants it to sound, and then obviously whatever else the key does with noticing the speaker crossovers and what's in there. You can tell what speaker size is connected to it, which is kind of cool. But right, you know, I feel like that's where you would almost need something, at least for me, you know, this is just my personal opinion, something that does that, and then you can say, well, I would like these crossovers to be opened up a little bit more here, you know, to have adjustability of, you know, whatever the auto-tune does. All right, let's see, what else did I have here? Oh, yes. I got some pretty cool KICKER picks here. We got this one here with old school Solo X 18s, or 18 and a 12. They didn't have a 15. Oh, yeah, it's up there. There's two 18s up there. Two 18s, an L7 12 that looks like a 2006 model, I believe. And then you got the silver ones back there. I think one is an L5 and the other one is a L7 for the 06. And then, yeah, because I think 05, 04, that's when they were red and blue. Then you got some, I don't even know what those other ones are. What is that over there on the left above the CVX? I don't know what those two are. I can't see it. Anyway, lots of old Solo Barracks, the originals there, KICKER comps. I mean, you got CVRs, CVR, Comp C. You got the 2003 silver L7S on the left side there, beside the two Solo Classics that look like a Solo X. Like, look at it. It looks like a Solo X. See the Solo X18 on the top right? And then look right in the middle of the screen here. Those look like KICKER Solo X's. I want a Classic so bad. And then you got on the very far right an original L7. That's an L5. That's an L5. That's an L5. I love L5s, man. They're sleepers. They're sleepers. And then, of course, some KICKER cues, man. Some KICKER cues. Awesome, awesome stuff. And, did we share this one? No, I don't think we shared this one, man. Just bunch of Solo Barracks. Just look at all the Solo Barracks. Count them. You get a Solo Barrack. You get a Solo Barrack. Beautiful. I actually have a 15 of that. And, they're cool, man. They're cool. They really are. What else did I want to show you guys? I think that is literally it. And here's just a picture of the snowmen again, but in both sides there. And we just have them mounted like so. And they sound amazing. They really, really do. They really do. Appreciate you, T-Brew. You know, I love talking about batteries. I do. It's been a while. We're coming back to them. We're coming back. And you know, I've learned more since I've done any kind of battery demonstration of just how that stuff works, man. I mean, we keep it KICKER, but you know, to play your KICKERs and with the war horses and the big amplifiers, you need to know that it takes power to make power, and you got to have power to make power. If that makes sense, you got to have it there. Otherwise, you kind of stuck. Dobby, thank you for tuning in, Dobster. That's how he comes into the chat every time. Appreciate you, Dubby. I was going to buy 2 of the X2 battery plus, but they were out of stock when I was ready to pull the trigger. Yeah, you know, Justin, I know you've messed with the lithium iron phosphate, the headways, and I mean those were literally the bottom of the barrel lithium iron phosphate, but you can't beat it for the price for certain things. But for car audio, they're not really the best. They just have a low C rate, you know, and that's it. So does AGM. That's the thing. You know, AGM's usually got like a 1 to 2 C rate of its capacity, but they got a lot of capacity. So there is that. I feel like you get what you want. For whenever you pay more, but whenever you start to pay a little bit less, you start to lose a little bit of, you know, whatever you're trying to go for, especially in car audio. You know, capacity really does matter, but not as much, if that makes sense, because, you know, your music, unless you're just sitting there playing a 40 hertz test tone for an hour, you know, it's not continuous. Your alternator is going to do its part too. It really is. All right, any last questions before we head off? There's no need to run this an hour, plus it's late, and I got more things to do, and we got Kicking with Andy next week, too. So I got to get some things going on for that. That 18 is dwarfing everything. I know, it's huge. It's huge. The 18, man, it's just, yeah. The white paint looks great around the speaker. I did that on my my L5, and I thought the same thing. It just makes it pop. Makes it pop. Cornut! I did get it and just finished the install I had scheduled for post-New York trip. I'll be starting the Silverado soon. Thank you so much. I know Cornut is ready to get back on the train to do another install. That's crazy, man. That is crazy. That's so cool that you and John got to meet up there and just do that. And it's awesome, man. There is Garrett Green Team.
Green Team.
Hi guys, just thought I'd pop in and say howdy before I got more rest. Glad you're here, man. Miss ya. Hope you're feeling better. Get some rest, and that's what I need to do tonight. The other night I came up here at I went to bed at 6:30 in the morning, got off of work, tried to make an invoice, and anytime I log into anything, go into the thing that made you log in as soon as you went in, like banking stuff and all that, boom, it acted like it didn't exist, you know? But I can go on Facebook, YouTube, everything was perfectly fine. I'm like, so I got that not working at 6:30 in the morning, gave up, went to bed, and got it fixed later. I was talking to Mike a little bit, sent SJC a text too, but either way, I got it worked, you know, I got it fixed, and I'm just happy that the computer's okay, and it was just some network connection, IP not found on the computer, something happened, I have no idea, but I got that working. I'm exhausted, but I wanted to do the show like I always do on Tuesdays, and I miss doing the Fridays, but here we are for the summer, every Tuesday, so appreciate you guys for hanging out, tuning in, and just being here. Thank you for watching the UnMasked show, and have an excellent week, and make sure you tune in next Tuesday. Did I say that? Yeah, just tune in Tuesday. I mean, it's that simple. Just tune in Tuesdays. Every Tuesday here, and Kicker Unmasked. We're here to have fun. Appreciate you for hanging out, and have an awesome... I'm so used to Fridays. I miss them. I love you guys. Thank you for watching the UnMasked show. Feel like we did our best. And again, John, Ernie, and the gang, you did amazing tonight. Put a lot of effort into that show, I could tell. So thank you for what you do. Thank you guys for watching. And as always, stay living loud. I'll see you guys on the next one. See ya, Floki! There's Shannon. There's Shannon.
Uh-oh. Okay. So we're kicking it with Andy, right? You know what that means. We living loud.
almost there. It's so close. I'm slacking. I gotta catch up to Justin here. I gotta catch up to him. Absolutely, Justin. I'll be bringing you when I get back from Disney World. I'm gonna try my best on this one, okay? Can someone let me know what's a better speaker with 4 ohms or 8 ohms? There's no difference, really, to put it like generally speaking, but it's to match the impedance of your amplifier. Some people are going to say 8 ohms. Look, there's Cornut coming in. 8 ohms is better than 4 ohms, or 4 ohms is better than 2 ohms. But let me tell you, just get the right one so that you can wire your amplifier at the correct ohmage to be ohmomatic. Say if it's 1 ohm stable, get 2 dual 4s. Or a single dual 2 to be at 1 ohm. That's all that matters. But thank you, Cornut, for coming in with a $2 super chat. I usually switch this. There were so many comments at the end. I'm like, I'm messing everything up. But then comes Eric in there. Appreciate you with the Canadian coins. And you guys are awesome. And hopefully that answered your question, Jonathan. Always shoot me an email. livingloudwithandy@gmail.com or any Facebook and YouTube stuff. Love you guys, and as always, stay living loud. Now we dance. Now we dance. Thank you.